All right, I believe we are live. Just let me check. Perfect, we are live. Hi, everybody, it's Aundrea De Leon, and today I want to know if you know your IPO. So, anybody that's familiar with the business world knows that when companies decide to go public, when they decide to make an initial public offering, that they're going out to the public and letting the public invest in their company and buy shares and stock in their company. But did you know you have your own IPO? And whether you're in a career or whether you're in a business, your IPO is important to know. So, this message is both for career driven professionals as well as business professionals because this relates to both of you and all of you. So, your personal IPO, your business, your professional IPO is actually your outcomes, your processes, and your I. I'll get to the I in a minute. So career professionals, high performers, business professionals, etc., are constantly goal oriented and goal driven. And most goals are outcome driven. What results do you want? It's either money or to lose weight or to gain popularity or gain clout. People are working on increasing their sales revenue, all kinds of things. The P is the process, means how are you getting there? What are the systems, the habits, the processes that are helping you get there? So for somebody who wants to lose weight, they're going to look at their processes of what food they're eating or exercising or that kind of nature. For people that are looking to increase their income in business, they're going to look at their processes, whether that's more sales, whether that's increasing pricing of services, etc. In the corporate world, if we're looking for more income, we're looking at our processes in terms of how we're doing it, in terms of what job title do I have? Is it time for me to change companies and go somewhere else and get a raise somewhere else, right? So we're constantly shifting and looking at how we're doing that in our processes. But the interesting thing is that the thing that drives our outcomes and our processes is our I, and that's your identity. And it also is your why. And your identity is your self-belief, your self-worth, your self-confidence, your self-value, how you see and view the world. So how you believe money gets made, how you believe you can earn money, or how much money you think you can earn. Your perceptions and thoughts about other people, about relationships, about anything out in the world. So all of that, that is your identity. And the interesting thing is most high performers and most business professionals, in fact, everybody in life, has some kind of something that actually is sabotaging their identity. And in fact, a lot of times we sort of want to hide some of our identity. We might design successful careers, successful businesses to get external results to hide part of our identity that we don't want the world to see. So for instance, we all typically probably have a black mark in our life. We have some kind of black mark. And so yes, I'm using visuals today. So I'm going to call it the scarlet letter, the big black X. And we put on all kinds of processes to the world and create all kinds of results to hide and get away from the feeling this black X or this scarlet letter has given us in our life. And so for those of you that don't know or have forgotten what the scarlet letter is, it's a story about a woman in a time when it was not acceptable by society who committed adultery and was forced to wear the scarlet letter A for the rest of her life to be punished and carry the shame of her mistake for the rest of her life. So why does this impact you? Because that scarlet letter is part of your identity. And so part of your identity is going to do anything and everything to protect anybody from finding out or from seeing the shame and the mistakes, the things that you've done that you carry in your scarlet letter. How does that come to be? So for instance, I will share a very personal story with you. What most people don't know about me is that I wanted to create a very successful career in the corporate world. I actually didn't start my career in the corporate world really until I was in my late 20s. Didn't even go to school until I was in my mid 20s. And it's because I had a really big black X in my life. I had a serious rejection that happened in my life, not only once, but twice before I was even 13 years old. And it's not necessarily that those events that I was ashamed of, it was the things that I did after those events in my life that I knew society had a perception of they were not okay. So I created an outcome. I focus on an outcome to be a positive contributing member of society by getting into the corporate world. And if I could get into the corporate world, and I could get a good job, I could have value finally. So my why was, and what I told everybody was that I wanted to be a positive contributing member of society, but nobody ever asked me why. They're like, oh, that's great, go for it. So I worked my tail off. I got myself into corporate America. I put myself through college, worked myself through college, got into my career while I was still in college. And in the corporate America, I was a constant overachiever. I wanted to be the best at my job. I wanted the best performance ratings. I wanted to be perfect. And I constantly was seeking the next outcome, the next job title, the next raise, the next project, the next, because I was constantly hoping that that outcome would make me feel better about myself. Why is this important for you to know? Well, because it's important for you to know because then eventually after so many years of doing this rabbit wheel chase and having a massively successful career, making fantastic money, I worked for great companies. I got to travel to great places. I found myself not loving the process anymore. I wasn't in love with how I was doing it. What I thought I loved before about the corporate world and IT and all of that stuff, I wasn't loving anymore. And so I decided to make a change. I decided to make a change to go into business and be a business owner. And what I didn't expect was this big red saboteur to come out of the closet and sabotage me every single step of the way with negative thoughts, with negative beliefs, with fears of visibility, with fears of failure, with all kinds of things because I had done such a great job in the corporate world squashing those fears and thoughts and things by masking them with processes and outcomes so I didn't have to pay attention to them. Well, what happened was that those thoughts, those fears, were actually and did hold me back at certain times in my career. I didn't ask for raises. I didn't promote myself for salaries I could have gotten. So now here I go out of the corporate world and I go to launch this new business venture. And I'm not kidding you. It is like every self-insecurity, everything came raging to the surface and I was completely caught off guard because I'm literally just want to go change how I make money. But the thing is that when you change and go to launch your own business, you have to re-IPO. You have to re-identify who you are. You have to upgrade your identity, your beliefs about money, your beliefs about people, your beliefs about relationships, your beliefs about yourself, about your self-worth, and about your self-value, because all of those beliefs are going to impact whether or not you even get into a process, what systems, what habits. So if you're procrastinating, if you're constantly in overwhelm, if you're not doing the one thing that you need to do to move forward, and you're not getting the outcome, you're not getting the results that you want, these systems probably are not that broken and they're probably super easy to fix. They're not the problem. The problem is you. The problem is the I. Your identity has not been upgraded. It hasn't been fixed. It hasn't been resolved. And you're still carrying your scarlet letter somewhere in the background. And now that shame, that guilt, that fear is coming raging to the forefront because you want to make this massive shift in life. So the reason why I bring this up is because you have to take a look and you have to dig deeper into your identity. Business and being in business and even upgrading your career is not just about systems, habits, processes, external results. You have to look inside and you have to get back to your identity. You have to upgrade your identity. You have to heal things from your scarlet letter time. You have to go back and take a look back to fix that before you can move forward, because it's literally like extra luggage weighing on your hands and arms and feet and shoulder, holding you back from moving forward. And I'll share more how about to do that in another time. In the meantime, my name is Aundrea De Leon. I help coaches and consultants break through with confidence and clarity to create consistent impact and income in the next phase of their lives. If you like this message, share it with a friend. And I want you to take a minute and reflect. What is that big scarlet letter? What is the big black X that you think that you've just dealt with and put in a box in the closet and, moved on, and time takes care of everything? Really, what is that? Because as much as you would hope that we're just these awesome adults that are doing all these amazing things, we all have something that's holding us back. And the thing that's holding you back is the thing that's holding you back from what you want the most. I look forward to sharing more information with you. We'll see you online. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.